Hey, Live, Learn, Grow. I wanted to make a quick video to kind of shine some light on fat, the cycle of it, how it stores in our body, all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm going to try to draw this out. Hopefully hopefully it's not going to be backwards. I don't know. It all kind of starts with this. When we eat food, right? The food causes some type of insulin spike, right, in our body, which I think that's backwards. So, my bad. Which is normal, okay? Let me, wait, no. And flip the camera around. Let's see how we can do. All right. Hopefully that works. But yeah, so when we eat, right, no matter what you eat, when we eat, it causes our body to produce insulin, right? But the spike is where the problem occurs, right? When we eat foods that cause a ginormous insulin spike really fast, what happens is the overflow of insulin causes our body to take that overflow, right, and store it as fat. I don't know if you still see that. So the insulin spike, when you eat certain things, it causes the body to store the overflow of insulin as fat. So fat storage then occurs in the body. All right, now what type of things, we'll just not even get into all the foods, but we'll say fatty, like fried foods, right? That's going to cause an insulin spike. Sugar, okay? Lots of sugar, that's going to cause an insulin spike. What else? Processed foods. So maybe like chips, okay? That looks horrible. I don't know if I can see that. But processed chips. So there's things that cause the insulin spike. What else causes insulin? We'll say stress. Because stress causes cortisol, which spikes our insulin. It's a hormone that is produced when we stress, which causes a spike, which causes fat, because it's an overflow. The body can only deal with so much, and once it becomes too much, it has to go somewhere. So it turns into a storage. Now, here's where the problem occurs too, right? Is that when that fat storage occurs, based on what caused it, 9 times out of 10, it was one of these more toxic acid-causing foods. In that fat storage, what happens there is acid and toxins. Now they're sitting in the fat, in and around, I should say, starts to circle around the fat storage. So we have acidic activity, and then toxins are kicking up. And toxins and acid lead to inflammation in the body. Okay? Now, inflammation is the root of most all dis-ease that occurs. I'm sorry for my handwriting, but I hope you can see that. And I can't see the camera because I got the phone flipped around, not on my tripod right now, because it broke. So I'm gonna get a new one. But anyway, so I hope you can see that. So this is a vicious cycle though, right? So this is what we kind of skip over this sometimes when we think about fatty foods, sugary foods, processed foods, and we land on, they cause inflammation in the body. They cause all these problems. They cause, high blood pressure. There's things like that that will cause diabetes, all of that. But all of it starts here, because every time we eat, this happens, right, in our body. So if we can become, which I'm going to share types of foods, ways to pair them, and when to eat them, that will help us reduce the insulin in our body. If we can reduce this from happening, then we can impact this, right? We can reduce the fat storage. And if we are eating foods that don't cause this to happen, that means we're probably not eating this. And we're going to be eating more whole foods, right? More clean foods that will then address this. Okay, so now we're helping our body, because the kind of foods that don't cause insulin overproduction of insulin. Those type of foods are more alkaline, which I'll get more into later, but they are more alkaline versus acidic, and we want our body to be alkaline. So the whole foods, the fresh foods, the living foods, we're going to eat more of those. They won't cause so much of an insulin spike, which means we won't be producing an overflow, which means we'll reduce the insulin, we'll reduce the fat storage, we'll address the acid, because we're now going to create an alkaline environment, which toxins cannot live in alkaline environments, which our body wants to be. They thrive. I was going to say flourish. They flourish, they thrive, right, in acidic environments. So once we disrupt that environment for the toxins, now they will start to go away, which means if they start to go away, then the inflammation will go down as well. If the inflammation goes down, the production of basically the manifestation of inflammation is disease. All of that can be addressed, right? And this is a very simple diagram of what's happening in our body. But when we have fat that we need to lose, or we have certain health issues that are kicking up, this is really how they all start. And this is how they continue to live, because this is a vicious cycle, right? And then when we think about toxins coming in our body, aside from insulin, other things that cause toxins could just simply be the air outside, right? It could be the lotions, because they are full of chemicals. It could be the shampoo. It could be the perfumes. It could be, the list can go on as far as what contributes to toxins in the body. And even medication, right? It's foreign to the body. Animal proteins, we don't like that, but that's true. It's foreign to the body, which produces acid, okay? Which produces happy home for any toxins that are currently in the body, which continues to contribute to inflammation. So we are just inflamed for the most part, and we're nutrient deprived, because if we had a right balance of nutrients, there would be more harmony, and this wouldn't happen. The acids couldn't thrive, the toxins would go away, and then we would kind of start to address these issues, right? And the insulin would go down, which means we're not storing as much fat, and our body is living in a place that is actually designed to live at a weight that is healthy for us. So when I talk about the pursuit of health, this is what I'm talking about. We want to address the inside of us so that the outside will respond like we want it to. I hope that makes sense. I will get more into what foods do, what as far as helping our body, even helping our body detox. There's certain foods that you can eat, as well as juices to drink that help, right? They help our systems along. And if you think about how many times this process has happened in your body, even in just one day, maybe in 3 hours, right? This happens over and over and over and over again. So the body is having a hard time adjusting, and it's having a hard time healing itself quickly from this, because as soon as it starts to, go into its process of healing, which happens within 24 hours, it starts to want to heal itself. We're putting more in. And so this kicks up that process, and it happens again. So what you're doing right now is going to be a way of helping your body reverse some of that, right? Address it, settle it down, and help to produce peace and harmony in the body. All right, live, learn, grow. Talk to you soon.